All right, ready for some feedback here. First off, I really like your logo setup. Uh, Beautiful typeface choice, nice little hierarchy. Good job. We may, okay, I don't have the best printer. I get really cheap laser powder for my ink, and so I'm not going to have the best color. But if the colors actually turn out like this, obviously we need to do something more about contrast. So could be my computer, my printer, um, but you may want to look at the blue. When you put black type on blue, it's a tough one. All right. Yeah, the image, how it gets cut off right here, that's an issue. I do have an idea. One thing you could do with the text down here is to put it in a box. I see that you've used this box a lot of times, and or 2 times in this. We might as well introduce the box here, and then maybe you could, you know, take the picture to that point, and it won't look so chopped off as it does here. You ask about using other images. Um, I'm okay with that as long as we're using legal images and we're using images correctly. Um, that's because an SVSU student was sued, and the school was sued, and the professor was sued over this very issue. So it's one I'm very sensitive to. I don't want you to get sued at all. I don't personally want to get sued either. I don't want SVSU to get sued. So I think this is something we can avoid. Obviously, Pixabay is made for sharing royalty-free photos, so that's something you could use. So if you do go down that road, please provide me with like the Pixabay links so we have proof that we got it. And yeah, no, that's taking it really far, but I'd rather be safe than seeing a repetition of what's already happened. We want to avoid lawsuits. Okay, the great transition. I love how we see these great big photos of the treats, and then, um, you know, the truth about dog treats right here. I'm almost tempted to bring in some of these warm colors over to this side. Maybe this title could be in one of these orange yellows. Again, you'll have to be the judge. Obviously, we can't judge from my printout. And in fact, I might have to give you some other feedback on screen related to this panel because it's so hard to read due to my printer. All right, opening it up. I love the change again. It's obvious to the viewer that, hey, this is brand new information. It's going to pop out. I love the fact that you called out in blue all the subject titles. I would consider making all the products in bold, and then also putting the prices in italics. And when the price, I mean not just the $ and the price amount, but if it's per dozen, put that all in italic. For one, it'll differentiate it between the description, the product name, and the price. So that's an advantage. Second advantage is studies have shown that viewers look at italics differently than they look at normal text. They tend to read through that a little bit faster and kind of skim over it. Retailers like that because you're more likely to agree to pay whatever price we put in italic. Okay, so I'm not trying to be, sell people things they don't want, but I am trying to differentiate price from product description, from product section. So I think you've done a great job with titles and subtitles. Now let's just add a little more variety down here. Okay, put this back together here. Oh, I had it right. Okay. Here's one thing that you may want to consider. I know it's not in the original text, but if we were just looking at this, we have room. We have room for maybe another view of a dog treat or another pet. but in particular, the logo of the company. So I think your logo lockup here could be repeated on the back. Another thing you could do is you probably want to differentiate a few of these things. For example, the phone number, I'd probably put that in bold, the email in bold, the Facebook in bold. So those things stand out rather than email or Facebook. Those are generic ideas. And if we just see a phone number, hopefully we're all smart enough to recognize it as a phone number. And so I would emphasize the phone number personally. And again, put the name there. Okay, those are my first thoughts. I hope that's helpful to you. Thanks.